if you choose to be debt-free, you'd be amazed at how many options open up to you. Hello, welcome to another Debt-Free College Kid video here at our channel. I would like to talk to you a little bit more about my thought process transitioning from my junior year in high school to college and what that all happens, like the progression through my senior year. So yeah, this video is unscripted because I've heard from a lot of you whom I've contacted that you'd like to see a video where I don't use a script. If you check out my other videos, you'll notice me pausing to look down at my notes to make sure I get the information correct and accurate. But for this video, I'd like to just talk to you and yeah, no script. So here it goes. My junior year, I was starting to think about college. I was a very proactive student when it came to thinking about my future. I was thinking, all right, how am I going to afford it? What are my options? That's the ultimate question you should ask yourself. And if you watching are in high school, I would encourage you, whether you're a freshman in high school or even a senior just about to graduate, that you think very carefully about how you're going to afford college. If you are early in your high school experience, you should apply for scholarships and whatnot. Look into those options that are going to take a much larger time to take care of. If you are a senior just about to graduate, on the other hand, and you have nowhere to turn, you didn't get any grants, you didn't get any scholarships, all that you have to your disposal is your own sweat, your own work and effort. In which case, you might want to consider a gap year. I mean, I took a gap year, and I'll probably have another video on that some other time. But for now, I was, well, not for now. Again, this is unscripted, but my junior year, I was looking at all the colleges, doing campus visits, and seeing what are some of the unique characteristics of each of these colleges or universities I'm visiting, and what do I like about each of them? What's the common thread? And I noticed that there were various different things, but ultimately it came down to my values. And if you want to know more about how to choose a college, I did make a video of how to choose a college that's right for you, considering finances and value, how it aligns with your code of ethics or your priorities. So I might include it up here somewhere. Yeah, so go ahead and click on that if that applies to you. But yeah, I was just exploring my options. Fast forward, and I was doing a lot of testing. Gotta get that ACT in, you know. But yeah, then fast forward, my senior year hits. Okay, now this is real. I gotta choose what college I need to go to. I can't just have this list of, oh, I like this one, I like this one, I like this one. I have to actually choose which one, because you can't be in five places at once. So there I was, wrestling with how's this going to affect my future? Should I look at student debt as an investment into my future? Or should I look at college as a continuation of the future I've already begun? Which, okay, that might be a little abstract, but yeah, that's the thought process that I was having. And I realized quickly that what I desired more than anything else was freedom. The ability to choose and make a decision and see the direct results of that decision come to fruition. And I realized then and there that I wasn't going to take out student debt, because as much as it was popularized, all the counselors I would talk to would say, oh yeah, debt is bad. That's agreed. It's a detriment to your financial future. However, a little bit of debt to get college out of the way in a short amount of time will increase your income so much that you can pay it off in a year. But what I came to realize later was that life happens, okay? That plan where you go ahead and take out a little bit of debt at the beginning of your life so that you can later have a prosperous life, that works on paper or in theory, but life happens. What would happen if you, I don't know, had a medical accident and boom, you had this huge bill come up that, okay, I need to direct my money instead of at tuition to my medical bill and then start taking out more debt to afford both of them. And then pretty soon you have this financial burden that's getting out of hand, all the interest is accumulating, and then you end up dropping out of college because you can't pay the tuition. Money troubles are very, they make a huge difference on whether a student will stay in college or not. So, like I'm sure you could think of other instances or scenarios where you could afford college and take the debt route, but then it doesn't consider life happening. So that's what I'm going to say on that for this video. But yeah, my senior year, I was decided through much blood, sweat, and tears. Maybe not blood or sweat though, but a lot of tears. I was wrestling like, what? I can't afford college. I can't rely on my parents. I can't, well, not that, I love my parents, but I come from a big family. So, like, they just can't afford to pay for all of us kids and put us through college. They're just not at that state. And anyway, so I didn't want to rely on them and put them through a greater burden, but I didn't get any grants from the government or any scholarships outside, external scholarships. I did, however, have a good GPA. I made sure to keep my grades up, and because of that, I was able to get institutional scholarships that pretty much every college has, where they award you a scholarship based on your GPA only, or your test scores. But I did decent on the ACT and PSAT, but nothing to the point where I would get a full ride scholarship. So you're looking at someone who has done pretty much everything that the common counselors tell people to do, like apply for scholarships, keep up good grades, do well on tests, visit colleges, and then at the end, when it's all said and done, take out only as much debt as you need. I was working that plan until it got to the debt part. And I looked at my finances and I was like, well, I don't have any external scholarships. I still have this, what, $20,000 a year to somehow finance to go to my dream school. And I started researching more. I started listening to podcasts, reading books, turning on radio stations that would talk about finances, and I was digging in to really understand how money worked. And if you're watching this video now, you might be in that season too, where you're just curious and concerned about, okay, how does money really work? And how am I going to afford college and make this leap from dependence on my parents to independence and self-reliance? As I look back on my senior year, I was very stressed out because I still had, going debt-free. I don't want to downplay this at all. Going debt-free is a struggle. It is hard, especially with all your friends just going with the flow and taking out debt themselves. And you're kind of conflicted. You're like, well, society tells me it's so okay, but it's so hard otherwise. Where are my options? That's where I'm going to say you just got to be committed, and you'd be surprised. Once you decide, I'm going to afford this thing debt-free. If I can't pay for it through my own efforts and my own earnings, then I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say no. But I can see how it would be a struggle, because that's hard. It's really hard. And you see people with not driving nice cars or having the latest and greatest fads on their apparel or in their tech. And there you are, slow and steady, trying to pay for college. I know it's a struggle, but if you choose to be debt-free, you'd be amazed at how many options open up to you. You start getting more creative with how you're going to manage your finances, how you're going to generate an income so that you can cash flow your college experience. And once I made that choice, my senior year, I was just about to graduate and realized, okay, I've applied to my dream school, but there's no way that I can afford this without something big happening. Maybe I win the lottery, or some generous donor just writes a check and puts it in my mail, which both of those things are very unlikely. So I chose, I want to go to my dream school, but I'm going to have to take a gap year for it. I'm going to have to work hard and earn as much money as I can up front, and then work throughout school. Ultimately, you're looking at a guy who, despite his best efforts to get external scholarships, I applied to over 100 scholarships. Now, who knows? Maybe if I applied to like 300, 400, 500 scholarships, I might have gotten like 1, 2, maybe 5, and those scholarships might have helped pay for at least a month of college, or maybe even all 4 years, who knows? But I didn't get any of those. So I had to work. I had to get those part-time jobs and take a step back, go a little slower at the beginning, so that I can and lay the foundation for my future by going to college in the best manner possible. And so I'd like to leave you with this picture in your mind as you're negotiating, okay, should I go debt-free? Is it really worth it? And my friends who are in high school, you might want to just sit down in a quiet space, maybe with a pen or pencil, and write out, okay, what are the pros and cons of going to college debt-free? And do I want to subscribe to that lifestyle? I'm sure if you take an honest look at it, you'll find that you'll have more freedom, more opportunities to choose and to just, I don't know, it gives you a lot more flexibility. Oh, this college doesn't work out, it doesn't align with my values. Okay, I don't have any debt to them, so I could just pick myself up, transfer to another college. You know? I want to leave you all with a mental picture as you think about college in general. College is at the early stages of your life, okay? Assuming you live the average lifespan, I don't know what it is, somewhere in the 80s, okay? And you're probably around 20 years old, okay? So you have 1/4 of your life done, okay? You have all the rest of those 60 years or so to enjoy freedom or to be somehow patching up the mistakes that you made before. I want you to live where you are setting the foundation of your life solidly, intentionally, in such a way so that you can construct the rest of your life and your legacy around it. And college is more or less that foundation. If you build a foundation on faulty soil, then the soil is going to shift and change, and pretty soon you'll have cracks in your foundation, and then you'll constantly be repairing and repairing and repairing and repairing, and you can't focus on beautifying the house as a whole because you've got foundational issues. That's the way I want you to think of college and whether to take out debt or not. Debt is like the faulty soil where it can shift, and some people, it works for some people and they get out unscathed, but most people end up having cracks in their future's foundation. And I would strongly urge you to make the decision today to not take out any debt. No credit cards, no student loans, no car loans, nothing. Just focus on what you yourself can do and build your foundation even a little slower, maybe. A little slower, a little more intentional, and build it on your own efforts, because that's what you can control. Thank you all for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video or others that you come across that really impact you and give you some tangible help in your finances, your future, your college life, all of that here at this Debt-Free College Kid channel. I'll catch you next week, and until then, remember that you truly do have what it takes to free your future and your finances. Thanks, guys.